Good afternoon from Marie at Messium Creations. I hope you are all safe and well today. Please do give me some feedback on the grid paper I am using, whether it helps or doesn't help with seeing what I'm crafting. I can't make my mind up, but it beautifully shows off our brand new colours, so thought I'd give it a whirl. So playing today. Hi Jane. Oh, just get myself in a little pickle there. Oh, I've needed some light and I've got a nice shadow going on there, haven't I? But hopefully that won't put you off too much. So today we are playing with gift wrapped. So if you're watching live, say hi, and if you're catching up on replay, to also say hi, and also give me some feedback whether the grid paper helps or hinders. It's showing off our beautiful new in colours, and I love it, but I'm not sure how it's going to be for you watching the crafting. So do let me know. So, Gift Wrapped is in our new mini catalogue coming up, available the 4th of August, which is now only next week for you. And we can use it for Christmas or we can use it for non-Christmas, so I thought I'd do a bit of both. So, I've done a little bit of pre-preparation. Oh yes, I've got a lovely set. So we've got a very Merry Christmas. So we've got a Christmas greeting in there, but celebrate in style can be for birthday, Christmas, any occasion that you want to give a gift really. Tied with love, exactly the same. And wrapped especially for you, could be Christmas or any time of year where you want to give a gift. Hi Ali. So we've got these two, there's three. 3 if Marie can count on a Monday. There's 3 bigger bows which this punch cuts out, and there's a couple of smaller different style bows as well as the greetings, and also within the punch you get this little tag gets cut out as well, which you could just use plain, or there's some little stars or some holly. So we have a number of different options. So as I say, I've done a bit of playing. Hopefully David's going to get the front door. Yes, he is. So, ooh, didn't cut that very well. But anyway, so I've taken some of our Christmas paper. This is from our Christmas Gleaming.
That should be in the washing machine, but never mind.
And all we're going to do, we've cut some coordinating papers. Chaos ensues. Just not paying attention. So, as David settles his friend, and I can carry on without being distracted. So what I've done, I've literally, for this one, just cut out using the stamp set. Oops, Daisy, throwing a pen on the floor. Oh, you know me. It's going crazy already. Let's push those out of the way. So for this one, just very simply cut out from 3 different papers. So I used the bronze foil paper. I used that same old olive paper, which is the reverse of the bigger piece of paper there. And then I thought we can just layer it up. So I think if we just kind of offset each one of those slightly, how simple but effective is that? And if I was organised, I'd know where the little greetings tag was, but of course we can't have everything, can we? Of course we can't. So I'm using the Timeless label, because obviously this is beautifully patterned, but it does mean, so we could potentially kind of have the greeting hanging off like a little tag. So we could just have it on a plain backing, or what I'm thinking might be rather nice be to use some of that old olive again. So literally I'm just going to cut, so when I'm cutting out tags, just keeping that as close to the edge as we can. Oh, and actually it'd be rather nice if we inked that in old olive as well, wouldn't it? Shall we do that? Hi Babsy, hope you're well. So I'm going to use, because it is Christmas and we are doing a Christmas card. I mean, I don't mean it's Christmas now, I mean it's Christmas for this card, temporarily. But I'll show you it can be used for non-Christmas as well. Do love a stamp set that covers you for lots of different things. So we've put a very Merry Christmas. And on this old olive, I'm literally just going to cut that in half and line it up so that we get a little tag on the edge, which is where I start to wonder whether it's helpful being on a coloured background or whether it's better for you if I'm on a white background. But you can give me some feedback on that one. I remembered with my stamp and seal, I need to just be very gentle. So I'm lining up top and bottom so that you don't see the sides, and then all you get is that little bit of colour at the end. So it's just adding a little bit more of that colour in. As I said, there's no, it probably possibly wouldn't work, but that paper can obviously be used either direction. So we'll just line it up top and bottom again. Pop that, and then literally all I'm going to do, I'm going to tape. So these I've made, you know, kind of, I've done them just about, I pressed too hard when I'm using my stamp and seal, I realised. So in this instance, I'm just going to create that kind of gift effect up in this top corner. And I've cut the paper so that it fits, kind of the bit that's going to be the wrapping paper, as it were, so that it fits the card base exactly. Obviously, you could always, if you wanted to, leave a border. It's entirely up to you. So how is everybody today? It's a bit of a dreary old Monday today, isn't it? I want the sunshine back. I think it's going to get better for the rest of the week, isn't it? Actually, you were off last week, weren't you, Babsy? Did you go away? I think you had some pretty good weather, didn't you? So, just going to place that on the, oops-a-daisy, I'm going to place it on the card base completely wonky, which is why when you do a card, when you do that, you should always do what Marie says and use wet glue when you're trying to, that's a classic do as I say, not do as I do, isn't it? Because I'm a bit wonky. So I'm actually, because I don't want wonky, I am going to cut that down slightly. It's only a case of cutting off like a few millimetres, but that's why we use wet glue in that instance, because wet glue will get us an exact fit, because we've got a little bit of wriggle room. And without wriggle room, it's very difficult. With tape you get no wriggle room whatsoever. So that's why you use Tombow. As I say, do as I say, not do as I do. Isn't that what they always say? Learn from my mistakes. So there we go. So all I've done is I've cut a little bit around the edges of that card, so that we haven't got the excess of the old olive card base showing. Thought it was rather nice to put it onto an old olive card base as well. So let's get some of these extra bits out of the way, shall we? Oh, do you know what I could do? I could put those. I'm going to try these little stars out. I've got a little block handy, of course not. Hot week coming up, yay! Oh, that's cute. Like those little stars. Yeah, I feel like I was, through lockdown, I was building up a bit of a suntan. I feel like I'm fading. Well, you've been on holiday and you get home, and the minute you get home, you feel like your suntan starts fading. Feels a bit like that. I'm going to use a little glue dot. So I need a couple of glue dots on each bow. So I did a bow in 3 different colours. So all I'm going to do is just layer them up slightly off, just so that we get a little flash of all the different colours. I mean, this gold copper foil is beautiful with this set. So just by popping it slightly off, we're building up like a little layer of ribbon. Oh, and actually what I did do with the copper one, that's been cut with the, well, 2 of these have been cut in one way. So the tails, if you see what I mean, kind of one goes in and one goes out, but I've got those the other way round. If you spot that difference. Now I'm going to use, just because I've got the layers somewhere on my desk, which of course I'm not going to find at the precise moment I need it. I had some Stampin' Seal Plus, which I thought might be slightly better, but we haven't got any handy, so we'll just use our Stampin' Seal. So Stampin' Seal Plus is just slightly stronger. So I think just pop that little bow on there, and then this little greeting can pop out almost like a little tag. Now, how simple a card is that? So I haven't even, well, sorry, I have stamped something. I stamped a little greeting. So it's the sort of thing that you could get, like just, you could get the stamp set, a couple of colours of ink that went with a paper that you bought with the stamp set. Very simply, I think that's absolutely gorgeous for Christmas. We could even just maybe put a little something there. So anyway, that's a Christmas. So there we go. Christmas on a Monday. We like a bit of Monday madness, don't we? Now we can do a bit of non-Christmas. So I grabbed one of the papers from the Flowers for Every Season, which on one side was very floral, and actually that paper to me with poinsettias is almost Christmassy, but I thought if you wanted to make a mail card, this potentially might work quite well using the cinnamon cider. So again, I did emboss it, but I've kind of used it on the reverse, so the embossing is going inwards, just adds a bit of texture. What I thought was, when we create those kind of bits of ribbon in the white, if we take a bit of cinnamon cider ribbon and pop that right smack down the middle with my little bow that I've got here. So I'll do, if I take my cinnamon cider ink, because what we're kind of trying to reflect is creating the bow and the ribbon. Oh, hang on, let's do it down there. To make that the same as this ribbon, I can take, so if you see that the effect that I'm creating there, I'm going to stick on, which just for ease I'm going to use the, you can see what effect I'm trying to create. So I'm kind of reflecting the stripe that's in the card, but by colouring this stamp in, oh hold on, no, let's try it with this end first. That's in the centre, so using a Stamp Right marker in Cinnamon Cider, we can, I'm doing it on the Cinnamon Cider, so I'll move it off the Cinnamon Cider. If we just colour that centrepiece in, what I'm thinking is that will reflect the ribbon rather nicely. So leaving those outer bits white. So how many possibilities? Because I think this makes quite a male card. Could do it in really bright colours for females. This lovely magenta madness. Bit of bumblebee. So I think it's a gorgeous set for any time of year. So just, oh, can you hear the concentration where I'm trying to make sure I keep in those lines? So then pop that into my punch. Got a little, oh, half a tag because I didn't, but how simple and effective is that? Let's do the other bit of ribbon. So I'm using up my snail there, because snail is not as strong as our new tapes. So I've taped it all over the desk. So now at this time, so that we don't have the same disaster, and because I've got the embossing, I am going to use wet glue. Follow my own instructions. So as I say, using wet glue will give me a little bit of wriggle room around. There, just thought I'd try and emboss it just to give it a little bit more interest. So we can literally just get that so it's, see, that's why we need wriggle room. Marie's eyes, she's got her glasses on and she still can't line it up. Honestly, I'm a bit of a worry, aren't I? God, I really am. Thank God I did this one with wet glue. Just try lining it up on that edge and lining it up on that edge and trying to get it to behave. It just won't quite wriggle. There we go. See? I think it's a fantastic little stamp set for creating all sorts of different cards in all sorts of different colourways for Christmas and non-Christmas. Definitely a set worth investing in, I think. So as I say, well, with just, oh, everything's got things falling around me. I don't know what's going on today. The ghosts are in the building. So, and again, you could make, let's put this one right across the middle. Actually, bearing in mind I've got that embossing, yes. So you're positioning. I mean, I don't know if you do that when you wrap presents, but sometimes I wrap presents so that the ribbon's right across the middle, and sometimes I do it so that it's slightly off. Oh, that's only just long enough. Should have checked those and cut them to be the other way around and put them on the wrong way. Oh, aren't we having a fun crafting day? Marie's doing it all pear-shaped. But how many times does your crafting go like this? I mean, this is exactly the right length. So when I cut the paper so that those stripes were going crossways, there's no reason why those stripes couldn't go downwards. So literally any paper. And just, can you see kind of what I was trying to follow those stripes in the paper? Which is kind of what I do when I'm wrapping. I generally like to think that, more so probably at Christmas, I think I go a bit mad for Christmas wrapping actually, if I'm honest. I think I wrap, stop pressing so hard, Marie. Our Stampin' Seal likes a gentle little touch. Once you've pressed too hard, it just gentle. Come on, you can do it. Just keep me. Once you've pressed too hard, it does go a bit wrong. So yeah, just literally popping that on there, and then just very simply, I've got a little tag that says, no, that was for that card, that says I'm going to use wrapped especially for you, and then I'm going to use our tailored tag and just show that you don't have to always use punches the way that they are given. So there we go, just using the cinnamon cider. But you know, I'm sticking to one set here. If you've got other sets that say happy birthdays, or you know, whatever you want to, didn't put that far enough in, use that for something else. I needed to put it inwards. You'll see what I mean in a minute, if what I'm saying is making no sense whatsoever, which wouldn't be the first time, but it's something you kind of get used to, isn't it? So this tailor tag, now I've got space, I can kind of play around with the angle because I didn't want it to be straight on. I kind of wanted to play with it at a bit of an angle, so I needed the space, because what I'm thinking, and again, you should play around with tags, punches and tags, because this, you could do that exactly like that, and then we could cut off the excess or leave the excess, but kind of what I'm thinking is I want a bit of a jaunty angle. You know me and my jaunty angles. So then that's my tailored tag punch. Then I still think it should be like tucked under like a little thing, but whether we cut it off or whether we leave it as it is. See, that's quite cute. But don't just accept, because what you can do is cut this off and it makes more of a hexagon. But I'd probably, oh, I could do that and put that there. Oh, that's quite nice. Let's do that. So I'm just going to cut straight off that edge and straight off that edge, and then it's just going to pop straight under there. Slightly Go slightly that way. Oh, it's a hard decision deciding where you're putting these things, isn't it? I'm actually going to put that on a little embellishment, oh God, I forgot the name of these the other day. Dimensional is the word I want. Just so that it lifts slightly on that side. How could, oh, don't pull that, Marie. That's what you do have to be careful with when you cut ribbon. That you don't leave little tags. Oh, hello. Because I've cut that at the edge and then pulled that little thread, the other thing you could do would be to wrap the ribbon right round. So where you get those little, if you wrapped the ribbon right around the card before you stuck all that on, you wouldn't have to worry about those edges fraying. So that, oh, I thought for a minute I put it on the card base wrong. That was a relief. So we've got a little Christmassy one and we've got a non-Christmassy one. And just because we can, I'm going to do another Christmas one. So this is again using one of the lovely brightly gleaming papers. And again, what I'm doing here is I'm picking out that lovely copper for the... But you can just see so many possibilities. You know, we could have it... Let's do it this way. And again, we can... Yeah, to stop it fraying. Is that what you mean? That's kind of what I was just having a thought about. So this one, just using the blue, and you could create that same effect again by adding that blue. I feel like I need a little... Oh, I've just realised what that is. What a donut. When you when you cut this out, you get this, so it makes complete sense now. Oh, Marie's a right old nana, isn't she? So you cut out this little tag like this, and this other little bit that for the life of me, I'm like, I have no idea what that is and could not work it out for Toffee. And of course, you've just seen me have the brain thought that it actually sits across the bow as the little knot. What a donut. Has he not been able to work out what that bit was for? So somewhere around here I've got a blue bit. It's got a right little collection. Oh, because you know the other thing that I managed to do, I managed to get a bit of rainbow glimmering on one of them as well. Oh, we might quickly, because these don't take too long. So I might, so with this one, I'm thinking, so I've done the same thing. I've cut out, this is the new brushed metal paper. So again, I'm going to use Night of Navy, I think, for the inking. And if I can find my Christmas one again. Is there any feedback on me working on a coloured background? Is it better for you, worse for you? What do you think from a visual point of view on the screen? Oh, hi Nicola, have you snuck in? Snuck in under my radar there, missed you. I love these little stars, they're just perfect for just popping a little bit of detail. I might just put some at this end as well at a little angle. They're fab. That's going to be everywhere. And I'm going to be eternally amused by this bow and not realising that little bit was for the centre of the bow. But you know when you, I don't know whether you do, sometimes you just wonder, I wonder what that's for. And Stamp and Seal behaves very well if you don't press it too hard, and I am the world's most guilty person at pressing it too hard. So again, just lining that up side to side. What the got little bits of glue on my hand. Do you mean the coloured background? I think it ought to be a notepad, or just the fact that any of these see, that's just beautiful framed on that. So yeah, let's put this one going this way. Now we know what that extra little bit is that we cut. I'm not throwing any of them away, I just couldn't work out what they were for. I kept having that like, what is that for? It's there for a reason. Well, it is there for a reason. So I'm going to do that right smack down the middle of one of those. I mean, the other thing is, obviously when we cut these bits off, we need, that's got a bit of tape on it, so we'll throw it away. But we need to keep all these little bits because that might be useful for something someday. This little bit I'm about to cut off, I'm not keeping. That's too small. But I do cut after I have placed. I haven't put enough tape on that one. Too much tape on one, not enough on the other. Hold on, I'm doing it this way around. So again, I'm going to lay it right across the middle where so I'm covering the blue bit rather than covering the bronze, because I think that's rather a nice way of doing it. So I cut these little strips up kind of around 1 centimetre. Which you can imagine me earlier. I was essentially I was trying to measure the width of the ribbon there just to see, because I wanted it to be quite exact. See, another thing that we can do, you could curl these with your bone folder. Not sure I see how that looks. I don't think the brushed metal curling quite the same way. But we could leave the brush metal quite flat. Don't forget your card's going that way up, Marie. Oh, love that, love that, love that. So the brush metal I've left flat, and can you see? I've curled up the one underneath. Oh, I might put this on a little dimensional. Now I remember the name of them. That might be quite cute. Add a little bit more interest. Be careful how many dimensionals on the basis. So actually I'm going to do that one pretty straight. Then I'm going to use that extra little bit. I might dab a bit of wet glue on just to make sure that it's in the right position. That's a little bit too much wet glue. I think in a way, Babsy, this is I do write all over these, so I'm wondering whether I won't feel that I can write over it because it's multicoloured. It's like my notepad. Oh, I like that with the extra layer. I'm going to stick that down before I... Come on. Oh. It's not working now because it's at the end. When you see the red bit of tape. There we go. One stamp and seal down. Right, so with this one, you see, look, when there's tape in it, it works so much better. No wonder I was struggling. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So there we go, gentle, gentle. Remember, my card is that way. Well, and in reality, oh, I shouldn't have done this with tape, should I? Someone should have reminded me. Right, I'm going to very carefully line it up to one side. Now, everybody breathe in. Hold your breath. Keep everything crossed. Yay! Winner! So, before I complete the little process, I've got... Oh! See, that card could now if I do it that way up, it's that way. If I do it that way, oh, it's like mind-blowing decisions. Oh, I quite like it that way up actually. I'm going that way. So a bit of stamp and seal on there. Pop that little bow on. A little bit too much stamp and seal. But can you see by curling up that top one, hopefully you can see the two layers, but it just shows that flash of bronze. That's fab. I'm so modest about my own cards, aren't I? But literally, if you go onto Pinterest at the moment, there is virtually nothing there for this set. So it is just such fun actually not having any kind of plan as to what to do. But I think, you know, I've done one style today. Oh, I do need to show you the other one because of the but it's not just for Christmas, but it is fab for Christmas, but it's fab for not Christmas. And just the simplicity I think is gorgeous. And who wouldn't love to receive that? But the other thing, with my rainbow glimmer paper, I've got this gorgeous, 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 look at that, bit of rainbow glimmer paper. And we've got this stripe, which, let's do this on a bit of, what should we, actually let's do this in a bit of Bumblebee. Don't do it at the top of the paper. Clearly we need to remember that the punch is going to be at the bottom. So what we can do, guess what I was doing with that? Spots all over it. Because this paper coordinates with Bumblebee, this end, Magenta Madness, but also Poppy Parade and Midnight. It goes with Misty Moonlight. So essentially I've got no, I don't like colouring with that end. The Stamp Right markers in all those colours. So we can just, I've done the top one, so do the top one there. So whatever paper you've got, and there is no reason why you couldn't watercolour. Obviously if you were watercolouring you would need to use an alcohol ink to stamp. But you know, if you didn't want to invest in more crafting supplies, using your ink pads and one of the paints, one of these water brush paints, because it's so fine, you could do this in exactly the same way. So the world is your oyster. Let's colour that one in the blue. Then I'm going to do a Bumblebee. This is the joy of all our lovely Stampin' Up products, is because they all coordinate. It all works well together. But what I'm hoping is I might be able to Oh, we've got a bit of Just Jade in there as well. We'll do the other one in a green. So I mean, you could do this in 1 colour, 2 colours, 3 colours, 4 colours, or not colour it in at all. That's the joy. That, because I've got a Stamp Right marker in Jade, I'm just going to add the Jade just to throw the full shade range at it. I'm not throwing cinnamon cider at it, but I don't think there's any cinnamon cider in the paper. I think I might have 2 men chatting away and ignoring a dog that sounds like he's getting up to no good. Bo, it sounds like he's causing chaos. Well, probably not that much chaos, but he's definitely running around the kitchen playing with something. You know these men. See, so the only disadvantage there is... Oh no, I don't need it. Don't need that bit. That's fine. Not a disadvantage. So what I'm thinking is with this, take a bone folder, we can add a little bit of curl to that. I mean, and then the only challenge we've got, and then just look, the rainbow glimmer paper, how fab is that? And just, can you see by just, I love that curling, love, love, love. But obviously I don't, need that extra bit that I would have cut out. See, and who's to say we even need, how about Celebrating Style, which I might do in Magenta Madness, because I do love, love, love this colour. Oh, can you hear? I mean, God only knows what they're chatting about. It's probably safer we don't know. But yes, there are dulcet Welsh tones in the background. And if Bo's running amok, I'm going to try this again. See, I quite like that. We can have it kind of straight to the greeting. Bo's probably just got a ball and running it around on the... See, what stops us? I'm going to play with that a bit. But you can see, because I'm thinking that you probably need to get away and do other things rather than be distracted by moi and my... but I'm definitely seeing possibilities with that. That I'm thinking cutting down this and doing some... I could layer up those 4 colours behind and have the flower and then not do it like a wrapping paper. But we won't keep you on the line for so long. So, thank you for being very patient. And there is Christmas. And it's not just for Christmas. So, Fab little set, gift wrapped, comes with a punch, which cuts the centre of your bow as well as your bow, and a little gift tag. Haven't found a use for the little gift tags, but as you can imagine, I've got little bits of gift tag all over the place. Oh, if I had a little bit of, see, that's the sort of thing you could do on the gift tag, a little holly leaf. So yeah, whenever you're cutting out, always keep all your bits. So Christmas, non-Christmas, definitely going to go with a whole layer affair here, but I won't keep you while I'm cutting those, but I think that'd look rather good. So I will pop a picture on of that one when I finish it. But and nobody hates my background of my multiple colours, so that's good news. Although anybody that's on catch up might go, oh no Marie, go back to plain white. Just love all these new colours. So thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Take care, thank you, and see you soon. Bye.